Home renovation spending heats up again after COVID-19 pandemic led to deep freeze. CBC.ca. iPhone 11 and 11 Pro might secretly be waterproof. Results of our water test. CNET. iPhone SE vs Pixel 4a. Apple and Google's 2020 budget phones, compared. CNET. Ubisoft to remove raised black fist imagery from Tom Clancy's Elite Squad following controversy. IGN. COVID-19 warnings issued for 9 flights linked to Vancouver, Abbotsford. News 1130. China tightens tech export rules, complicating TikTok talks, seeking alpha. A new web tool allows people to view the health condition of BC's rivers. BC News, Castanet.net. IKEA Winnipeg temporarily closed after worker tests positive for COVID-19 CBC.ca. You don't need to own Doom Eternal to play The Ancient Gods, Part 1, PC Gamer UK. Sony confirms it is exploring the idea of bringing more first-party titles to PC. Games Radar Plus.